Hello Sagittarius, this is your extended reading. So it's interesting how the cards here are taking this turn that it's perhaps, becoming more like a legal kind of situation, like a settlement, like divorce papers or something like that, or, uh, business partnership that is now, you know, being split apart, because I feel like somehow it's more going towards the side of a divorce. Okay, I have to be honest here, but I avoid being so, pointing towards a certain direction, because sometimes the energy can be expressed in so many different ways, right, for you in your life. But the way that I'm seeing here is looking like a divorce. And I feel like this side of things, this side of the reading is trying to show, your partner side or your ex-partner side, because it's almost like perhaps they want you to know through this reading, Sagittarius, what is their point of view, what is their perception, because in the first part, it was very clear that you were not giving them much room or much time for them to explain or to expose their arguments or to talk too much. It's almost like you knew that if you didn't do what you were supposed to do, like to end things quickly like you did, it's like you would lose that window of opportunity, right, to go in a different direction. And so here it's almost like, even though you took that decision and you just went through with it, so you weren't giving a lot of attention towards the emotional arguments, you were being very reasonable and very sensible. But here I feel like there is purpose in at least being open to listen and try to understand their point of view, because from what I'm seeing, it's like they really, really love you, or at least they really care about you. They still hold a lot of really beautiful memories from this partnership, from this connection. And the way that they're doing so, it's almost like they are playing with your emotional side. It's like they know that that is the the vulnerable point, the fragile point in you. That's why perhaps it was so emphasized in the first part of the reading that you had to be practical, because if you went to the emotional side of it, it's like you would be swept away because of that, because it used to be incredible, right? So it seems like you are becoming independent, Sagittarius. It's like you are going your own path away from somebody that used to be very, very loving and caring, right? And I'm seeing like from both parts, but now you're the one who needs to be more practical. So we begin the extended with this King of Cups, which is them, right? If you, Sagittarius, showed up in the first part of the reading as the King of Pentacles, they are now opening up the extended as the King of Cups. So if there was this comparison between you two, right? Your arguments being the more mature one and their arguments being a little bit, not petty, but it's like they are not playing fair with you, right? Because they are going to a place that is pretty emotional and subjective. But here, because they're showing up as the King of Cups, it's like they are the way that they are arguing with you, the way that they're trying to show how they're feeling is not one of immaturity, you see? It's actually the opposite. It's like they are on the same page as you. It's just that they really love you and they want to show you that. It's like they want to make sure that you understand their love for them. Just a second. Okay, we're back to the Sagittarius. So coming back to their energy, the way that they are showing up as the first card for the extended, as this King of Cups, it's like they are establishing themselves as an equal, right? They want to show you that they're not immature, that they're not playing unfair. It's like they really want to state their point of view. And their point of view, well, if in the first part, you know, they were showing up as the Six of Cups and the Three of Cups, right? And justifying their attitude with the reason that if you left, they would be left with half of their heart, right? Here, because we have the Two of Cups, it's like they're losing even more. It's almost like they it's now coming through as like they are going to lose their mirror, right? Because of these two hearts. It's like if you go, they're going to lose their mirror, they're going to lose their partner, this significant other that to them really, really talks about what is in their heart, who is in their heart, right? Which is apparently you, right? So this is what they want to make clear to you, perhaps, that you are not giving them much space or time to talk about, because perhaps it's mutual, right? Perhaps it's reciprocal, but the way that you're doing so, the way that you are being so practical, so rational, it's perhaps irritating them. So once they see that, even if they try to argue with this, you know, with this argument of what they are losing if you go, it's like they take another strategy with you. And that, I feel like, is the breaking point. That is, to me, the point of not only you know, the decision that is being made, the definite decision that this split up has to happen, but because perhaps they are using words that are immature. So this Page of Swords coming next, this Page of Swords is coming both ways. It's also coming through as how they are perceiving you, but also how they are acting. So you remember when I was talking about how they are saying that if you go, they're going to lose their mirror. The way that they are exemplifying that, the way that they are actually showing it, is that this mirror is actually coming from their perspective, right? It's how they are projecting their perception of this relationship, or of you, Sagittarius. And so the way that they are seeing, with immature words, with petty words, with words that perhaps are really unnecessary or unfair, it's like pointing this immaturity in you. It's like through immature words, they're saying how immature you're being. You see what I mean? It's like they are using the words to point how you're being with them, but it's actually their own reflection, the own reflection of how they are acting with you. So it's not that you are immature, or you are irrational, or you are being naive. It's more like they are being naive, they are being mature, and it's like you are just listening to it. But the longer you listen to it, that's the thing, the more aggressive, the more, let me put this down, the more unhealthy it is for both of you because of this devil. So not only they are doing it's almost like they're flipping, right, from this one justification that is coming through as, but I love you and I want to, and I just want us to be together, then to, but you're being so immature and I cannot believe why you're doing this. Or it's like they are changing, right? The way that they are saying things, or they are trying to convince you to stay, it's flipping to, you know, the opposite side. And the way that this is presenting, because this Page of Swords is being followed by the Devil, is that whatever started as, you know, just a petty argument can turn into something very nasty, into something that is very unhealthy, that is very aggressive perhaps, right? And this is where I feel like you, Sagittarius, it's like you know that this window of opportunity is going to close, right? And I feel like this is the last drop. This is the moment where you choose to cross this thing from your list, because we have these three cards ending this extended. So you have the Judgment, the Six of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. So, you know, from the traditional meaning of tarot, this to me was pretty obvious, like a victorious settlement for you, where you're going to become single again, or you're going to become independent again. And remember when I was talking about in the first part, you know, we began with the Five of Pentacles, and then you showed up as the King of Pentacles. So learning to cut your losses and doing it so as quickly as you can, because if you allow, I apologize for the noise, I cannot compete with this noise. My voice is already hurting. So if you allow yourself to cut this thing short and quickly, right, as quickly as you can, you will remain very abundant still, right? It's like everything that you need to take care of your own self from now on, it's going to be there, like the financial resources even, right? And even if this is an actual divorce, it's like the way out for you is a very balanced one, right? We saw that in the beginning, we had the two sixes. So it started out very balanced, right? And there were good things to be celebrated. There were good memories to hold on to, although you knew that there was a new path for you, Sagittarius. And after everything took a turn that perhaps you were not expecting, and you were taken back to the bad memories in a sense, right? Or to the bad habits. It's like for you, this is a definite, like, no. Like, this is the crossing that needs to happen, right? I can no longer accept that anymore. I want to feel balanced again, but balanced in a way that there is this sense of accomplishment. There is the sense that this is being settled once and for all, right? There is this, it's like this time-sensitive thing, and this definite decision, because it's pointing you in this direction that is one of independence, that is one that is going to be much more stable. And well, what I just heard is like stable and sustainable for you, Sagittarius. So I feel like somehow you are coming to a path that you will see how you are needing to go on your own, right? And if you stay with this person in this situation, or in this marriage, right, or in this business relationship, it's like you are no longer like this well-oiled machine, right? It's like you are now very clunky, because you want to go in a direction and they want to go in another. It's almost like they want to stay in the past and you want to move forward. Well, especially because here we have, you know, this the Lovers card, which is actually being followed by the Two of Swords. So this is, you know, again showing me that there are two paths. One that is being shown to you that is only for you, and is really stable and sustainable for you only, right? Staying in this beautiful path, even though it's one made of flowers and good memories, it is going to eventually flip into something that is not healthy for you anymore, at least not anymore, right? And so these two hearts that once were mirrors to each other, right? Because I don't feel like this is untrue. I feel like they are being truthful. It's just that they have things on their own to work themselves out, work themselves through this, through their own devil issues, right? This has nothing to do with you, I feel like. So this is where now the hearts are like facing each other, but you know, it's almost like when two people come from opposite directions, it's like there is this meeting point, right? When they come face to face, but then there's a time when both of them have to continue on their paths. And this is this tricky moment in time for you, Sagittarius, where I feel like either you or not them, or them are not wanting to see that you are now going in different directions. And I feel like you are very clear about it. Perhaps they are the ones who are having this harder time in accepting that you were beautiful mirrors to each other once, right? But no longer. And so whatever it is that is happening now, it's mainly happening because you are the one, Sagittarius, who is you know, giving the final notice or saying that that's enough. I'm done. I want this settled and done and over, right? I don't want to keep on dealing with this. So you are moving on a path that is much more suitable and sustainable for you, right? So after all of that, let's see what the astrological runes have to add as a final guidance for you, Sagittarius. It almost slipped my fingers. So the rune that came through is Pluto. And, you know, if we think of Pluto as the planet for death and rebirth, this is most definitely an ending, right? But one that should be celebrated, right? If we see, you know, the little arms of the symbol here, it's like this is, well, there are reasons to be celebrated, because it's going to be, you know, a good outcome for you, Sagittarius. It's like you're going to come on the other side of this feeling like you are being reborn, right? Being reborn, and perhaps even, you know, ready to love again, you know, in the future, if this is a love relationship, a marriage, right? But it is a definite ending, right? And it's something that I just remembered now. The last full moon that we had in Libra had a very challenging square to Pluto. So Pluto is like this character that is pretty much present in big transformations, right? It's like these radical changes. And I feel like this is something that you are aware of and you are accepting of, and you are very sensible and, you know, irrational about it. It's like you are taking the practical measures for this completion to really come to an end, right? For you to be reborn in a way that, well, if we think of the traditional judgment card, is also about rebirth, right? So it's one that you will be reborn for your own self. It's like your own singular, perhaps single self, right? So walking away is not the end. It's just the end of a chapter, right? Which is needed to be concluded, right? Otherwise, you'll be trapped here still. So Sagittarius, I hope this was insightful for you. Thank you so much for being here with me and for, you know, just listening to this point. I apologize again for my voice. I hope I was, you know, loud and clear with my voice. I try to express myself fully, even though it's hurting a little bit. So I'll just drink some water now, and you take care. Okay, bye.